you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Samantha. We would love to have you on the fam. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. So if you aren't new, you know that I have a lot of Bay City Roller / Duncan 4 content on my channel. I've been doing it off and on for the last a little over a year, I'd say, because of the fact when I started posting sit-down videos talking about it and then vlogs. So today's gonna be all about my top 10 favorite Bay City Roller songs, Duncan edition. I've done a couple of videos related to this kind of content and topic, and then of course I've done my top 10 of different artists. So today's going to be all about Duncan's version of the top 10 Bay City Roller songs. Okay, so as always, everyone knows, if you've seen these videos, I do a little printed out list. So for the top 10 songs of the Bay City Rollers when they became known as the Rollers in 1979 when Les McEwen left, it was Duncan 4 on lead vocals. So we're going to start with the Elevator and Ricochet albums. They did have an album come out in 1980. However, I am not going to be including that on this list because it was called Vox. However, it is not a album that is publicly out there fully. You can get it on vinyl sometimes, and then also, of course, it is available on YouTube for certain songs. I believe the entire album is available here on YouTube. However, I don't listen to it on Spotify, and of course, all these videos are in relationship to the Spotify app that I use. So we're gonna get started. So the first one, of course, every single time I do a video, Turn on the Radio is going to always be number one. I have a feeling that this song will never be overtaken, and of course this song comes off of the album Elevator, which came out in 1979. This song has been attached to me for so long, and ever since I started listening to it, it's always been my number one favorite, and I have a good feeling that this song will not be overtaken by any other song. I'm just being honest, because it's an emotional song to me, because it was one of the first songs I made me listen to Duncan 4's vocals and just superly fall in love with those vocals. Number 2 on this list is Elevator, which is the title song to the album Elevator, which came out in 1979. This song, if y'all have seen my YouTube shorts, I have used it on YouTube shorts several times. This song has been a part of me for so long now. I feel like even though I've been only posting roller content / Bay City Rollers Duncan 4 content for a little over a year now, I feel like I know Duncan so well, and everything I've learned about him, I'm so grateful to learn more about him and who he is as an artist, of course, as also the Rollers themselves. Of course, anyone included in the Rollers like Alan, Derek, Duncan, Eric, and Woody. All of them, and of course Les when it comes to the other albums and when the original Rollers were around. So that is number 2 on the list. Number 3 on the list is Life on the Radio. This one comes off of Ricochet. I so badly want the Ricochet album. Every single time I've done a video like this, I'm always talking about the Ricochet album and how I want the Ricochet album. I got lucky enough to find Elevator in really great condition, unopened, brand new, and I opened it on camera in one of these videos that I did last year. So I'm super grateful for the fact that I have Elevator on vinyl. Life on the Radio is a beautiful song. I've explained so many times in videos about why I love this song, so I'm not gonna bore you guys with me talking about the same song over and over again. However, that is number 3 on this list, which does come off of Ricochet. Next up is Ride, which also comes off of Ricochet, so I kind of did it in a chunk for every other 2 songs, Elevator album, then Ricochet. If y'all want me to rank the Ricochet album, let me know, and I'll definitely do that. Or if there's any album by the Bay City Rollers that you want me to rank, let me know, and I'll definitely do that as well. Ride, I feel like it's such a super underrated song. I've never really heard people talk about the song Ride a lot, which I don't understand why. I need more people to go listen to the song, and of course, I know you guys have told me in my comment section if they don't know about the song, that's why they don't listen to it. I know, that's why I'm trying to get these songs out there. That's why I try to do these videos so often. And again, if you don't have Spotify and you listen to music on Amazon Music or YouTube Music or anything like that, I know there's a lot more music apps out there. I'm sure a lot of these are available. However, I mainly use Spotify, so that's why I talk about Spotify the most, and I know not everyone uses Spotify, so do with that information as you will. But yeah, I just try and do these videos to get my favorite songs out there and let everyone know what I'm loving at the moment. And of course, if it's underrated songs and what I feel about those songs. So, next up is called Instant Relay. This one comes off of the album Elevator. I did learn that it's Instant Relay after getting the Elevator album, and someone told me as well. On Spotify, however, and on YouTube, I believe on YouTube as well, it is listed as Instant Replay, which is wrong. It is called Instant Relay, and it's just such a great song. I'm so glad I learned that the right title after getting the album and everything else, because these music apps aren't like fully accurate, and on some of the songs as well, when it's Duncan's music, it's listing it as this other person. I cannot remember the name right now that they're listing his music credits underneath for like the Bay City Rollers albums and stuff, but it is Duncan. It is not a person from the 1800s or 1900s, whenever that person like was around. It is a real person that they're crediting. However, it needs to be credited to Duncan Fora for that music writing. Next up is Set the Fashion, which comes off of the Ricochet album. Set the Fashion is definitely a different kind of song for what the music they were putting out at the time. I feel like as the Rollers went on from like 79 with Duncan joining, the music changed so much and in a good way, because Duncan wasn't trying to be the new quote unquote Les as the vocal man. His vocals were so different than Les's, and of course they both have beautiful vocals in themselves, and definitely I could not really put them up against each other. I love all of the different vocals and sounds that they both came up with when it came to the music they were putting out. And of course, as they went on to become solo artists, like Les became a solo artist, Duncan was a solo artist, and of course Duncan had so many projects going on before the Rollers and then of course after the Rollers. So I think it's super cool to learn more about their personal interests and their lives and stuff, with everything that you can learn about them, and because you get to see who they were as more of a person rather than just like a public figure with the information that we get to learn about them. Okay, so moving on to number 7, which is Lay Your Love on the Line Ricochet album. I absolutely love this song, and again, this is another one of the songs that I've been trying to get out there to promote and have more people go listen to, because I feel like between Elevator album and the Ricochet album, personally, I believe the Elevator album is a little more popular. However, the Ricochet album, it has Roxy Lady on it, which is not part of this like top 10 list. However, Roxy Lady does come off of Ricochet. Don't mind my like little tongue twisters here. And I feel like Ricochet is not out there as much as it possibly should be. So I'm gonna try and get the Ricochet more out there. I think Ricochet album is super good. It's definitely different from the Elevator album, and how different Vox was compared to Elevator and Ricochet album as well. Next up is I Was 11. This comes off of Elevator. I have told the story many times about how this was a song that Duncan did as Rabbit, which was his project before the Rollers, and this was just brought and redone for the Rollers album, which I think is super cool to be including more of Duncan's personal music and projects before into the Rollers, because it definitely helps change the whole vibe and how you look at the Rollers as a group, especially with the vocal artist of Duncan, of course, as well as the fact that like Woody did sing some songs as well, and then of course Eric as well. And then, like, of course, like, as all the other albums, too, all of them ended up sharing a vocal at some point. The only one that doesn't really sing was Derek in the albums. Just in general for all the Bay City Roller albums, not just, like, the ones from Duncan's era of the Rollers. However, obviously, you know, Derek's end piece, Angel Baby, had a little bit to do with Derek. So, back on track, which is number 9 with No Doubt About It. This one comes off of Ricochet. Again, I feel like not a good chunk of people talk about this song, so that's why it's also on here. And again, like I said, I'm talking about underrated songs to help get them out there. And some other people might think that they're not underrated. It's just how I look at the songs and like where I see the music being publicly shared. It's just, again, my personal opinion. My opinion might be different than someone else's, and I'm okay with that. I love to learn and listen to different opinions about the Rollers' music and about Duncan's music. And if y'all have anything to share with me about either, I would absolutely love to hear it. So make sure you leave me a comment about what you guys love about the Duncan music and what you love about the Rollers music. Number 10 on this list is Who Will Be My Keeper off of Elevator. Now, Who Will Be My Keeper is definitely another song that I feel like is not talked about enough, which is why it's number 10 on my list. And I have talked about the Rollers music with Duncan's vocals many, many times on this channel. So make sure you guys are checking out all the other videos I've done in relationship to Duncan's music, solo artist wise, and of course with his music in the Rollers. I believe my first video I ever did about Duncan's music was my top 5 from the Rollers music with Duncan in it, and then my top 5 from his personal music collection. And then, of course, I've done several other videos in relation to Duncan's music as a solo artist, and, of course, as the Bay City Rollers as a whole. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching another brand new video on my channel. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, thumbs it up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a future upload. And there's going to be a lot more videos again coming back with the Bay City Rollers music on this channel and about Duncan. I've definitely missed making roller content, but it's coming back. And of course, I'm going to keep bringing that content as well as with other artists as well, yanking them in like the Bee Gees and everything else. I did do a Def Leppard video given my shirt. You can't really see it in this lighting. However, I did do a top 10 Def Leppard song video as well. So make sure you're checking out that playlist of my top 10 favorite songs. And with that being said, guys, I love y'all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!